All right, and here we go. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to this Goldknight gaming channel. And basically, I want to break out into a moment here and kind of really tell you guys what I'm looking to do going forward when it comes to this channel or comes to just content in general across all different kinds of services, whether that be like TikTok, Instagram, that kind of stuff there. And I do kind of want to tell you guys what my goal is with all this. There's a different, um, different thing going on with everybody, obviously, nowadays with, just the invention of content and, um, you know, being a streamer, being a content creator, being a marketer, and all this different kinds of stuff here. Um, and ultimately, going forward, I would like to eventually become a League of Legends coach. If you guys have watched for any time here on the Twitch channel or on my YouTube, sometimes I do put stuff up on there. Whether that be content regarding like the music and stuff like that from League, or different videos that League puts out, the cinematics and all this different stuff. Honestly, that is something that I really enjoy is League of Legends. So I am very much like I'm a very passionate person when it comes to the way people are playing League of Legends, the way North America is playing League of Legends right now, and kind of like what is going to happen going forward. And one of my big things is that I really think we need to focus on the coaching aspect of things. Our players can be really good. And that's of course, like I say, we're going to be looking at I want to really think we focus on the coaching aspect. Well, of course, I'm wanting to be a coach, so of course I want to focus on the coaching aspect. Why wouldn't I want to do that? But honestly, looking forward, let me actually take off the glasses while we're at it. Get a little bit more serious here. And now my face looks naked. What the heck? It's crazy. But I think being coachable in North America is something that people really need to be focused on. And I think it comes from a American sensibility of trying to be like, well, I know the best. I know what I'm doing here, so I know I know what's the best for me in this game. I know what the best is for, making this play, or no, I know this character the best, and all this different thing. Whether that be League of Legends, any other kind of game, whether Rocket League. Oh, I know how to use this car. I know how to, make this play. I've done it 100 times or whatever. And honestly, I think that's something that just Americans and, I'm American myself. Born and raised up in New York, so definitely kind of a cool, I understand what what's going on and all that. I've been through I know what I'm doing phase. And a lot of times I don't know what I'm doing, especially with this coaching stuff. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm working on it. I don't know if I've ever really told you guys about my past and kind of like what I've done when it comes to coaching or managing or anything like this. Some of you might know, some of you I might have known through gaming here locally or gaming in, all this other like esports area. You guys might just know me as a person. You might know me as Don. And that's something that I'm just kind of trying to put out there. And some of you folks really don't know what I do and kind of like this. So I did want to kind of break out into like a little bit of a introduction, I guess. I don't know if I've ever given a proper introduction into who I am, like what I'm about. But hello. I go by Goldknight, but my name is Don. I did want to introduce myself as always. So, starting with like esports and everything like that, I really got into it when I was in college. I went to a local college around me, not too close because I wanted to get away from family, all that different stuff. Just, you gotta grow as a person when you go to college, for sure. So then I said, well, why not take it and we'll just go from, you know, like while I'm in college, I want to just take a look at different things, see what I can do, and I really figured out that League of Legends was something that I really liked. League of Legends was a game that had been out for a while. I'm not that old, but I am kind of old. But League of Legends had been out for a little while. I believe it was on season 3 of competitive League, and I ended up watching the finals, which ended up I'm just hurting my eyes. But I did watch the finals, and it was Starhorn Royal Club versus KT Arrows. I think was the first ever match I watched, like actual pro teams. Let me see, Starhorn Royal Club. Let's see. And that's where Insect was, actually. That's crazy. Starhorn Royal Club versus, was it OMG? It must have been OMG that they were up against then. And that was season 4 Worlds. Okay. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, it looks like it was. Yeah, with Insect, Uzi. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Uzi's been playing back now. It's crazy. Uzi's been playing forever. I believe he's even probably. Believe he's still playing. He was on Billy or whatever. But I haven't heard of his, what he's doing this offseason. That's a whole different thing. But I did want to, obviously, after seeing them play and seeing them at such a high level, I was like, this is awesome. I got together with a esports club that was out there, and it was really cool. There was a couple of us that were out there playing, and we didn't really play as a team or anything like that, but it was just a club. It was just kind of hanging out and just watching League, or getting together and just playing League, talking about the games you're playing, all this different stuff. It's just a kind of a social club with anything. So I retired. I graduated from college and ended up going through life a little bit longer. Still playing League, still just going through the motions and everything like that. Got to a point actually where I was improving quite a bit on my own. I had been like at the bottom of bronze when I started, but was consistently getting, as through the years here, high bronze, late, very, just breaking into silver every once in a while. Season 5, season 6, season 7 kind of stuff. And I actually ended up being able to break into silver. And that's when I kind of realized, okay, well, I can do this. And that was somewhere that I figured, okay, well, if I can improve, and I saw how I was improving, maybe I can show other people how to improve. And I kind of started taking a look at. I'm just looking at what I'm just looking at here. So, season 4 bronze, 5. Wow, all the way up to. Okay, let me explain about season 8. All right, season 8, I was bronze 1, but I was actually silver and then demoted right before the end because I was panic queuing basically. But ever since then, I've been in silver, mid-silver basically, but each year I've been getting to almost gold and just failing at the last second and just falling back. Annoying. But eventually we'll get there. That's my goal for this coming season, playing jungle and getting really into it, and kind of just putting myself out there, and hopefully just climbing. Obviously, that's somewhere I'm definitely looking to be. Goldknight's in the name, so I can't be Silver Knight. I need to be Gold Knight. There's at least that I want to get to for sure. But I kind of grew myself where I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be, how did I get better? How was I just being able to consistently put up numbers or consistently just go through these games through winning? Like, how was I able to do that? I did a lot of things where I was actually writing down, like, in either a notebook or online in like a Word document, or Microsoft, or what is it, Google Docs, that kind of stuff. Okay, this is what I was doing. I was winning this game because I did this, or this was the result here, and I was doing spot breakdowns, because I was constantly looking around trying to find things that, kind of find little things about, okay, well, this is how to do better. This is how to get better in League of Legends. Constantly watching the way pros play, and I was really like kind of pushed forward towards figuring out for myself how to even get better, like even more so than that, just on a personal level. And I feel like the best way to learn something is to actually teach it. You can take in as much information as you really want, but the moment you have to actually like institute that knowledge really comes when you are going to be teaching others. And that's kind of where I'm at this point. Going like within coaching, within managing, like that kind of stuff. A couple years ago, I decided that I wanted to get into esports in a more serious note, like a more serious, like, kind of way. And there was a local gaming company which I was just kind of looking up stuff on a whim. Wanted to get out of my job and figured, if I can do anything, I would love to do esports. So I looked at this place, and we actually were able to. I gave them a call. Actually, no. Did I give them a call? I emailed them. They asked for my information. They gave me a call. I went in for like a little interview thing, and they were like, "We love your energy. We love the way that you are talking about esports. We can tell that you really are looking for esports, and you're really looking to get into things like this." So we moved in to help out this esports, like, basically they're like a gaming company, but they had an esports league that they were doing a Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I have a plaque. I don't know where but I ended up getting Manager of the Year for the first ever Call of Duty Black Ops 4 season. It was only one season, obviously. But basically, Manager of the Year, which was fantastic because I was able to go in and basically take a team that was no cohesion, just 4 random people, and get them together, find them scrims, find them, kind of ways to work on things, play together off practice days, play together with them even, and kind of, try to execute a plan. This is, all right, we need to slow down, we need to go, we need to go all at once on this side or that side. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was very cool. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys played or anything, but a little bit like Overwatch, where it had kind of hero-based classes, like a class-based type of thing. Almost kind of like Valorant or whatever, but basically you'd have a character who would specifically be doing one thing, like their ultimate type of thing. But they could use the same guns and, no big deal. The little class features, this kind of stuff there. and we ended up ending in 5th. Unfortunately, definitely kind of stunk there out of 10 teams, but we were, we definitely improved throughout the season, and got to a point where we were honestly fighting for, um, fighting for a spot in the top 3, really. There was a couple teams that were just ridiculously stacked with talent too. But that's not a complaint or an excuse or anything. We had 2, 3, 4 really good players on our team, and we were trying to figure stuff out, and we just got beat out by stronger players. They literally, these other teams had stronger players on their bench, so kind of unfortunate, for us for sure. So couldn't really do trades like that kind of stuff there. A little kind of frustrating, but from there we decided like, all right, well, the basic, the league itself had to kind of dissolve. They ended up creating the COD League, like literally the Call of Duty League. Activision did, and unfortunately, they did put a hamper on our program, because there was certain things that Activision was coming out and saying like, hey, if we're playing a league, you can't play any league that's any similar. You can't use the name Call of Duty. You can't do this. You can't do that. So we could be in really big trouble with Activision, with Activision Blizzard, whatever that stuff. And just in general, it was kind of just, all right, well, we'll have to figure stuff out. Definitely, it was not sanctioned by Activision, so we couldn't really do anything there. So took a step back for a while after that, and kind of maneuvered my way to League of Legends again. That's always coming back to League of Legends. And the next part was actually being almost like a per diem coach, meaning like I was kind of just, I guess, on call, and I don't even want to call it necessarily a coach. I was more of a strategist type thing for a what's it called? The college up in Vermont, and we actually, we played a couple. Well, I didn't play with them because they were on the team, but we did some scrims. We did some drafts and all of that. And actually leading up to this Battle of Burlington was what it was, and there's a couple different colleges in the area. They all come together, they battle it out. Our JV team ended up actually winning, or not winning. They got like second or third, but it was pretty cool. It was a cool, interesting, kind of experience to have there. I was in charge of scouting and the drafting and kind of figuring out what we're playing, who we're playing up against, that kind of stuff. So it was definitely a really cool, thing to be a part of, for sure. Then we decided, I don't know, I keep saying we. Then I decided to, after that, we were just like, all right, well, the team kind of went through different changes. People, especially in college, people have, they go off and they I wanted to say retire. They graduate, they go do their own thing, and they're no longer at the school. Like either they, they graduate early or they graduate on time. Regardless, they're not there next season. So then your team's kind of up in the air. And that's kind of what happened, where we fell out of favor and stuff like that. There wasn't a actual, budget or anything like that for the college to have a, esports team. They did have an area where they were practicing and everything, and that was awesome. They had a really cool area, and their school was really supportive of having esports on campus. So it was kind of a cool program that I could be a part of. And I do appreciate them, including me in that for sure. But then after that, it was kind of a time where we said, let's go and actually hunker down. After that, I was like, I don't know. I looked around for a lot of different stuff. Couldn't necessarily find anything. Did actually get into a thing called the Esports Development League, the ESDL, which actually recently has been taken over by, or I guess I would say recently, but it was like during COVID, was taken over by Immortals. Um, and Immortals kind of took it as a development type of like league, or kind of see like they wanted to do it as a pipeline. It had people from all the way up from like diamond level all the way down to iron, bronze, and silver. And you would have different like power levels your teams would, and you would play against people on different days or whatever. And I ended up being on a team that we actually did pretty well. We ended up being like fourth in our division that we had there. And I think top three ended up making it into the finals and all that kind of stuff there. So there was always fun there. But from the ESDL, I actually did learn through a coaching program that they had there, actually. I did learn a lot of stuff about coaching, and specifically coaching League of Legends. Then I got a lot of knowledge from there, really within like how to deal with late game, how to deal with early game. Some of the stuff's a little bit outdated, for sure, but I'm clearly working on it. I'm definitely trying to come to a point where I can just show everybody what I'm doing. So that was really good. Then I actually got in contact with a college through the guys who did the Call of Duty League. Helped me out. They reached out to me, and asked if I was interested in helping out a college, and like a local college, one that was like really close, as an actual paid position. So it was very interesting to get in there and kind of try to grow the program. Of course, League of Legends wasn't as popular. It seems like, there's a lot of people who play League of Legends, but those people aren't necessarily all together in one spot playing, together at college or something. And there wasn't necessarily a budget of for like going out and scouting people, or like pulling them from colleges and being like, hey, you should play with us. So it's kind of it was in a point where I just couldn't really justify, having a League of Legends team. But we did end up doing a Super Smash Brothers team and a Call of Duty team. I do seem to be kind of weirdly drawn to Call of Duty teams. I do enjoy Call of Duty, and I do enjoy the actual aspect of playing competitively Call of Duty. For myself, I actually really like the way the format is, all this different stuff. But definitely would, I would consider, obviously, coaching or managing a Call of Duty League team in the future and everything like that. But my heart really does lie with League of Legends, and that's ultimately kind of why the program fell apart. There was a lot of people had actually graduated, as well as some people were ineligible to play, all this different kinds of stuff, and it kind of just, the program just wasn't interesting enough for the college. Wasn't enough people who really could come in, wanted to come in, that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of dissolved. Let me actually real quick, I need to cough. So that's better. But then the next thing was actually getting to a point where I was like, you know what? I need to figure out, like, I'm just playing League of Legends every day for myself. Why not play League of Legends on stream? And I did, and you guys have seen this over the past year or so. Started playing League on stream, playing it anyway. Why not try to, make content out of it, kind of show the people what I'm doing, and get to that point. And then, you guys know I took that little bit of a break during the summer there to get into actual League of Legends league, an IBS league, which is the Iron, Bronze, Silver level, and that was actually really fun. I learned more during that stint on that team than I had really playing League of Legends up to that point. I got coached a lot by a wonderful player. Her name's Annika. Great player, great person, really good jungler, and she kind of showed me that I had the potential to do better, and just kind of pointed me in the right direction, which is honestly one of the things that I needed to be done. It wasn't like a hold my hand, hey, go to this camp, and then go to this camp, and then do this camp, and whatever. It was, hey, remember to do this. And, oh, you know what? I could do that. And I was able to think of it and make it my own kind of point. I was able to figure it out myself and really go forward and actually, improve myself. Playing with this team, we almost got up to gold as ranked, the ranked flex queue and stuff like that. We're able to get up to almost gold, which was really cool. We ended up actually starting off very slow in our League of Legends league, and so we started off pretty slow. We ended up kind of picking it up towards the end, and took some wins off of some folks who probably shouldn't have won against, and ended up in, I believe, 6th place, just out of contention for playoffs. Or no, maybe we were in 7th place. I think we were in 7th place. 6th place would have gotten in, and so it kind of sucks that we had to just bow out at that time. But one of the things that I was actually really kind of irked me about that was I was putting in a lot of time. We had a September challenge that we had for ranked games and different things like that, and my whole thing, it was all right, we're gonna do 50 ranked games in the month of November, or no, not November, September actually. It was gonna be 50 ranked games in September. That's very plausible. That's about 2 a day. There's 30 days in a month, about 2 a day. Some days you can play 0, some days you can play 5 or 4, and you kind of make it up here and there. So I ended up by the 22nd, I had over 45 games, and I was super excited. We created a sheet of kind of breaking down, these are the games, this is why, this is what my matchup was, this is what the result was, these are my stats, and personally just kind of a tracking of kind of how things were going, and kind of a way to take a look at myself and see my development in real, in black and white, basically. And I did this, I kind of, in my coachly manner that I have, I did put it out to the other folks on the team saying, hey, we are still doing this challenge. It wasn't anything like, you need to do this, but it was a, hey, let's do this challenge. And the next highest person was, I think, my top laner, who mad respect to, but he did play 12 ranked games or so. By the same time I had really 50. Excuse me. And but he was busy with different things and everything like that. We were playing a lot of stuff together, and not so much in in just ranked solos and stuff there. So definitely kind of frustrating with the whole team, because some people had absolutely no ranked games played, or 1 or 2, and just weren't really reciprocating the same kind of um, like the grind, feeling. Basically, there's one thing to say that you are looking for a competitive, competitive like leaguing, leaguing, competitive gaming, and looking for a competitive league. But there's a point where you have to realize, like, okay, well, if you're going to be competitive, you need to be pushing yourself, um, in obviously my opinion, um, and through ranked. There's only so much you can really do with normals. Only so much you can do, obviously, with ARAMs. Um, Ranked games are where you are going to get the highest quality of gameplay, and um, especially it's basically gonna be like an actual game, scrim, and then like ranked flex sometimes, and then uh, ranked solo. Depends on obviously what Sometimes ranked flex can be just a group of 5 people just being like, we're all gonna pick Yordles or something like that, and then there's just random shit everywhere. It's possible. However, that's not what I'm looking for. If there's a serious ranked 5, there's almost nothing better than a serious ranked 5. At least if you're playing as a team. But for yourself for you to learn where your issues are, where they're not covered up by someone who's playing, alongside you, whether that be in the mid lane or in the jungle or whatever. The people who are playing alongside of you and have been for a while, kind of pick up on the little things that maybe you do wrong, and they kind of band-aid those for you, which is great for a team set. However, going forward and honestly, like helping out your team, you can't allow that person, that ADC, that top laner or whatever, to bandage up your issues, to constantly be there to help you, because then you start to use them almost like a crutch, and you get to a point where you are now like, oh, well, why didn't this work when you're playing it, with a different person in the spot? Or why didn't this work when you are not on the same side as your top laner, and your top laner's always there? Well, your top laner wasn't there because they were on a different side of the thing here. So what the heck? What's going on here? Well, I never die there when I do this, and when I have my top laner here. Well, see, you have your top laner there. That's why you didn't always, that's why you was one there. Or he's yelling at you to back off and all. So it felt like, to a point, that there were people on the team, and even more so, like on the outside of the team, like coach wise, just different stuff, that were kind of okay with the they were okay to a point that, like, ranked games were not really necessary, and I just don't agree with that, really. I do agree that if you're going to be competitive, you need to actually be looking for competition, and that's where ranked games come in, ranked flex games, and obviously like finding scrims, like that kind of stuff there. But that's a good way to learn. It's just like, if you get your shit kicked in, you're gonna realize, okay, well, why did we get our shit kicked in? Because they're better coordinated, or they have a better champion pool, or they won through the bot, or they won through the top, or whatever it was, or they completely jungle gapped me, and all this, and you kind of learn at that point, this is what happened, and this is what all this led to. And after I got to that, went through this whole kind of situation, and being with this team, I kind of realized, well, I do want to kind of go out on my own, and I do want to try to figure out myself, how to get better for me within League of Legends, as well as getting better as a coach, and getting better as a teacher, but also someone who can learn. And that's, like I said earlier, the best way to learn is to teach. The best way to figure out what you know or what you don't know is to put that into, put it into practice. And, you say, oh, well, this always works. Okay, well, then show me that it works. Or this is how you do it. Okay, then show me how that works. Show me how it goes. Like, this is how it is. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I did want to really become just frank with you guys here and just say, hey, listen, like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. I want to be a little bit more vulnerable with you guys because I do feel like there is a lot here that, I can't do this without you guys. Whether, you're a YouTube, subscriber, you're on my Twitch, you're one of my podcast listeners, which I do have a podcast. It's called Kings of the Rift. We are going to be, transferring that to a little bit of a coaching podcast as well as the League of Legends news and opinions. There's gonna be like half and half. May fluctuate depending on what's more going on with leagues or what's going on with coaching. All different things might go up and down depending on what's going on that week. But honestly, I appreciate you guys being here and being able to help me out with this. And if you guys want any coaching, you guys want me to help you out, definitely reach out. I'm going to be doing probably on YouTube as well as Twitch, probably doing some VOD reviews, as well as myself too. I'll probably do just my own VOD reviews on my own, kind of figure out what I know, what I don't know. And obviously, I'd love to do maybe some live viewing of the LCS games when those come up. I guess they are supposed to be on weekdays, which will be interesting. So maybe it'll be on days that we're streaming normally, and that'll be kind of cool. I'll be sitting here watching the game with you guys, kind of going through why they did this or what's going on here. I don't feel like that worked or that kind of stuff there. So, but the best way I can kind of show you guys that I am ready to coach, that I am ready to do these things, is to actually show you guys. So, without further ado, guys, I'm gonna let you guys honestly go, and I will see you in the next video. If you're here on my stream, I'm gonna keep it going. We're gonna be playing some League after this. I will throw up on the screen probably here-ish or so this is what my Twitch name is, and over on that side I'll probably do this is where my podcast is and that kind of stuff there. There'll be some kind of things floating in the atmosphere. So it'll be kind of interesting, and I will see you all in the next video, next episode, however this works. I'm so used to episodic things, but I'll see you after this.